I'm Steven.
Oh, Tom.
What if I told you the government's been lying to you? What would you say?
Well, from what I've seen of late, I'd say there's a high probability. What is this lie that I've been fed all these years?
We are so excited to share our vision with you.
Origins Untold documentary will showcase a skeptic and a stationary Earth believer doing a few scientific experiments to test the heliocentric model.
Our message is to have people evaluate and question what they have been taught.
This film bridges the gap between stationary Earth believers and heliocentric model believers. As filmmakers, we plan to make this documentary have a very cinematic feel.
So stick around. We plan to show our concept film right after this, which will show the look and feel we want for Origins Untold documentary.
Hello, everyone. We have with us the two filmmakers that I met about a year ago who are in the process of working on a movie that has to do with the biblical cosmology. And it's something that we've needed. We need new ways to reach people. We have all of these things going on with censorship, and it helps to get people out there with talent who can showcase the process of waking up to the truth about the Father's creation. And so we have with us David and Sarah Fesuk. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, good
Fesuk?
job.
Yeah,
You said it
okay.
right. You said it right.
These are the two filmmakers that I have talked about in our last video when I was advertising our meetup. And we are blessed to have talent mixed with desire to do things for the truth. And so this is something that is rare, and we all need to pitch in and help. And so that's why we're here to get some support for these two filmmakers. And hopefully this could be the start of them doing this type of thing. And hopefully it will grow from there. So I'm just going to ask you guys some questions and showcase what you can do at the end of this. You guys have already done a concept film, and so it was cool to me to see that process. I almost had a chance to be a part of it, but life circumstances, having child number 5 and all of that, you guys ended up going on and making that yourself. And so tell us about that and what the vision of this masterpiece is going to be, because I believe it's going to be great. I've already seen the work you guys can do. You guys have a website that is dedicated to showcasing your work, and you guys have some experience with the film industry. You guys have made a film already, is that correct?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah. Feature
Did it-
film coming out October 7th on Amazon.
Nice. So you
Yeah.
guys in very shortly will be able to watch their film. What type of, I guess, awards did that film get? Because I've seen you guys on your website, best feature film, videographer of the year, best cinematography. It's quite a
So
big
a
deal.
couple of those awards are actually from different shorts that we've actually already done. And then I know the best feature film came from this most recent film. And then on top of that, though, it's been selected in a lot of film festivals, probably like 12 or 13 at this point.
And it had
It's
like,
like-
I think 3 best pictures.
3 best
2 or
pictures
3
or something
best
like that.
pictures. Yeah.
I don't keep track of that kind of stuff, but it does look good on the resume.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
And it will,
yeah.
hopefully that will help people see your work. We'll showcase it here, but people can go in and use the links in the description to see the quality of work you guys do. And it's just amazing. It's like, I picture this massive film crew. And when you guys do this, how many people do you have working on these films? And what's the vision of this upcoming
Shorts.
film? How many people are going to be working on it?
Well, for like the film that we just did, it was us 2 and 2 other crew members. And that's it.
Wow.
It was an indie film, so we had to be really low on staff.
Well, you're talking, it was still filmed like Hollywood would film it. You're talking like
Yeah.
15 days of actual filming, like sometimes 12-hour days. And they,
Wow.
the funny thing that they would call us on set, because we knew how to do things with very little gear and equipment, they would call us Fesuk Magic. Because it was like we're walking around doing like this bigger film with so little, but yet doing better than some of the people even in Hollywood. It was just, yeah.
It was funny because we like
Mhm.
used coffee filters one time, and they're like laughing about it.
To make better lighting.
Just make sure the light was right.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's what I like. I like that creativity, because I used to have this desire to make films and no money and no camera, and it's like, but you want to do stuff. Like even in the early days when I was just making low quality videos here, it's like sometimes you have this work laptop and that's all you have. You don't even have a microphone. You have like
Mhm.
the computer mic. Like you just have to kind of make do with what you have. And that's what I like about your films. You would never notice by looking at it that you guys are improvising. And
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's what we need. We're not going to be able to raise money for a multi-million-dollar
Right.
film, but just the
Not
work you
yet.
guys did is amazing.
Not yet. In the future,
yet.
who knows?
Yeah. Hopefully this could be the
Anyway,
start of that. So what's the name of
Yeah.
this film that we're working on?
So the film name is called Origins Untold documentary. I
Right.
didn't want to make it like flat Earth stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of want to avoid the word flat Earth
Mm-hmm.
because the idea is to bridge a gap between flat Earth people and the normal people who don't never heard of it before. You
Yeah.
know? So it's kind of like we want to share flat Earth and want them to question what they were taught in their schools and stuff. And then when the film is done, they're gonna like, huh, maybe what I was taught is not actually correct. Maybe I need to research this topic.
Mhm.
Because there's plenty of videos like you do and other people do that go really, really in depth with experiments and straight out debunk the globe. But this is more to like bridge that gap. That's kind of the idea. And another thing we wanted to do is make sure that because there's like a stigma been placed on flat earthers that are like some conspiracy people living in our mother's basements or uneducated and all that kind of stuff. So my idea is to like go into the lives of a few flat earthers like you, for example, go into your life a little bit, show that you're a normal person, you have a normal family, and you're educated like according to the world. And to get people to like fall in love with the character of the people behind this movement, and then show some experiments to disprove the globe model. That's kind of the main gist.
I also
of
want to
it.
make sure that it's more of a gentle approach of it, because sometimes even when I'm watching some flat earthers on YouTube, there's this aggressive approach to it. Well, you can't aggressively teach somebody. You have to
Yeah.
be able to connect with them. And the only way you can connect with them is through like positive communication, whatnot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing we want to make sure that is shown throughout the film. It's just like these two different types of people can get along and can hear each other out without like arguing it out. Because you're never going to get anywhere in an argument. So
Mhm.
that's not, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the genius behind it. When you guys were first bringing me this concept, I thought, man, why has no one done this? Where you have the researchers addressing a skeptic, and then you're going through the research process and having them see the proofs that we saw, having these things play out in real time, and it's stuff that we've all replicated and done thousands of times, and of course, people just can't see it because it's censored. So having it all in one film and taking it to film festivals, having other people see it, and in that way, like you guys are saying, it more of a gentle approach. I think that's awesome. That humble approach, just saying, "Hey, look, sounds crazy. Look into it," and documenting it along the way. So I think that's cool. So it's kind of like a documentary and a movie. Kind of
Yeah,
mixed
it's a
together.
cinematic style of a documentary.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I got introduced to flat Earth, somebody told me, "Oh, by the way, the Earth is flat." I laughed at him, right?
Yeah.
And then when you go home and start thinking about that, and then you actually go into researching it, that's kind of the idea I want for people as well. So it's not
Mhm.
like boom, 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 fact, 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 but more like, hey, this is kind of what is the truth, and maybe you should go research it.
Mhm.
And this stuff that you used to believe is there's sketchy facts, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like that. So yeah, that is sort of the concept, and in the concept film, you guys are okay with me sharing that. I
so
love
yeah,
that
you
a
can
lot.
show the concept.
Okay.
We're gonna make it live on November 1st. That's our plan after a couple film festivals, but
Okay.
Mhm.
Sounds like a plan. This is something that all of us need to get behind in any way we can. Your goal, I think, was to raise a little over 30,000. Is that right?
I think it's
Mhm.
32,000.
32,000.
If we can
Okay.
make at least 20 like 7, I think we can film it, and then we have to raise a little bit more later to edit it, you know.
Yeah.
So we're
Mhm.
trying to do it as slow as possible, minimal crew as possible. And we want to pay like you and the other people who are going to be in it, like the cast members as
Mhm.
well. So it's not gonna
Yeah.
be all like volunteer work, you know.
Yeah, and that's where we'll get into the six-figure stuff when that.
I have no idea what you're going to ask for.
No, I
That's
like doing
funny.
this stuff. And I know a lot of the people in the community, you can't give them money when they do this stuff. People like Ben from Taboo Conspiracy, like he'll come on and do a video with me or anything. You know, you try to get people are like, I want to give this guy money. And he's like, no, I don't want money because then there might be bias in my research and stuff. So I know there's a lot of people out there who even if they can't donate money, they may be local, because you guys are in Asheville, North Carolina most of the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, like you're in like Georgia, northern Georgia, and
Mhm.
if we get Bob, he's in South Carolina. He's
Yeah.
in Taboo in Tennessee too.
I think he's supposed to have moved there already. I haven't heard. I hope he has. So if he's in the area and we can get him on board, he's like an expert with the flat water tests and the lasers and stuff.
Mhm.
So we could
Yeah,
have,
so like with the tests I want to do, I don't want to do a lot of experiments. I want to do like really big ones that are undeniable, like
Mhm.
the curvature, was it something per mile square? I forgot.
Yeah, 8 inches per mile
Yeah, that
squared,
one.
or 0.666 feet per mile squared.
It's
Yeah.
just coincidence. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
It's
That would be,
7 now.
Oh yeah.
We changed it.
Oh yeah, they in our concept film, I was doing some research about like the speeds. And one of the speeds used to be 666. Now they changed it to 6.7.
yeah, you have to look up exact, because people always go, where do you get those numbers? I can't find them. And they've sort of done this little thing where they hide them by rounding up, and you have to type in exact speed, and then they'll give you that. And so it's kind of hidden, or exact tilt, exact speed. Always have to look it up and find out, because yeah, they like to say it's 23.5 now on the tilt
Yeah.
instead of 23.4, which would obviously give you the
Mhm.
60.
I think they know we're onto them, so
Yeah. It's amazing the amount of hiding and the amount of work they've done, and that's why we need to branch out and do things differently. The stuff we're doing is working to some degree because we keep getting shut down and popping back up. But it's almost like every time they shut down a channel, it comes back smaller, and they're just kind of whittling everything down. And it helps to have people like you guys that have talent and skills putting out good quality stuff that somebody could watch while they're flipping through, Amazon Prime or Netflix, and be like, what is this Origins Untold movie? And
Mhm.
start their investigation process and understand it's not going to be easy, researching this stuff on the internet. So yeah, this
Yeah.
is,
at least give a little bit of hope, a little seed,
yeah.
get them
Yeah.
started.
What are you guys looking at for timeline, and how long you think this? I know there's probably going to be unforeseen setbacks. You never know. Getting everybody coordinated is a challenge too.
So ideally, we have the Indiegogo for 60 days, but I had a dream that we got funded overnight.
Let's make that happen.
Yeah.
I doubt that'll happen, but
Yeah,
who
but you
knows?
never know. I have people all the time that are like, I really want to help. Let me know when you need help. And this may be one of those things where you've got it, you've got the resources or the funds. It's what better way to contribute than to pay for something that could wake someone up and make a difference in their life. Even if it's just one person, it's worth 30,000 if you have it. I mean, it's these are people's, it's an eternal battle that we're in here. So it's people's lives at stake with things like this. It may seem like, oh, it's just a project. This is a project that could get someone to open the Bible for the first time in a long time, or
Yeah.
for the first time
Yeah.
ever. I've seen those testimonies pour in the early days before censorship. People are like, I've never looked into the Bible, but now I'm going to open one up or go buy one. So that's the power of this. So it's a good thing to be a part of.
For sure. Like we as believers, we believe that this does bring people closer to God. And also, it's when Jesus was preaching the kingdom of God, this is part of that kingdom.
Mhm.
The way the structure is, where we live, and how Jerusalem's going to sit on it. It's part of
Yeah.
the kingdom. So it is a little bit of the gospel in a
Yeah.
way.
It's
So
very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's important. And
It
I don't think a lot
opens
of
it
people
up.
understand that.
Yeah, it gives you new understanding when you're reading it. It makes the Bible a new book. You can understand why Jesus looked up when he was praying, and like the significance of that.
He
him
didn't look
knowing-
up to space.
Yeah.
An empty galaxy.
Yeah, dear deep space, answer this prayer. Like, yeah, he was.
I was just reading the other day how Jesus ascended up into the heaven. And the
Mhm.
angel said he's going to come the same way as he did going up. So he's going to come down from heaven.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
this
that
is
age-old
like-
question that we would always ask was how is everybody going to see him? Like, I don't like we're in America, like the curvature is going to be in the way, or we're in Australia. What if we're on vacation in Australia? This is going to be awful.
Yeah.
That's funny.
What if I go to Mars? Then what?
I remember, I don't know who it was, had this idea that the way they would see Jesus would be through like a
TV.
screen
Mm-hmm.
or TV or something like
Yeah.
that. But I
Yeah.
don't remember who it was, but I remember talking to them saying that's like impossible because it's not how he'd even described it to
Yeah.
me through TV. And then someone else said that you would see him multiple times.
Yeah. He's
Like,
going
you'd
to
see him
appear
come
in
in, you've
different
seen
places.
It's just
millions of
excusing,
Jesuses like
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like that still doesn't work
I
the
mean,
same. You don't have, go ahead.
Literally, the firmament's gonna be peeled back,
Yeah.
and it's gonna come down. So like, is it gonna be peeled back on one side of the earth, and the other side's gonna be open, or what? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy.
And that gets rid of the theory that it was done away with at the flood because
right.
it's going to part like a scroll. If it was gone back
Yeah.
then, we wouldn't need to part it like a scroll.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, this is going to be, I have a feeling this is going to be really good just from seeing your work. And like I said, links are going to be in the description where you could watch trailers to their previous work, Rosebud Lane, the official trailer there. And you guys said that's coming out
October 7th. It's coming
October
up real
7th.
soon. Yeah.
Okay, so
Cool.
10/7. And your website gives some information about you guys. It talks about where you're from. I thought that was cool. My son is really big into like the Russian history in Ukraine. And so, David, you came here, or your parents came here in 88. Is that right?
80, 89. So
89.
my mom was
okay.
pregnant whenever we came to America. We
Oh,
got
okay.
sponsored by a church in Buffalo. And
Oh.
like, it was just not my family, but my cousins. Is like 60 of us came, and they sponsored
Wow.
us. And the crazy part is we were in Italy for like 6 months, and we didn't know if we're going to move to Israel or to America. We're just waiting for people to sponsor us. And it was like right at the end of the Cold War era. So
Mhm.
it's like my parents kind of know the whole communist like stuff, and they're like so against it. But anyway, yeah, it was interesting. I mean, I've been back there. My brothers and my mom and stuff. I'm back helping out with the whole victims and like the just giving food and stuff earlier this year.
Yeah.
Is that Ukraine? You were in Ukraine, right? So like it said Soviet occupied territory of
Yeah, it was Ukraine. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that is cool. So then the father brought you here, and now
Yeah.
you're doing work over here, and you have connections over there, so you can have it translated and step
Oh,
one
yeah,
of going
for sure.
worldwide. When you guys are working together on a film, is it like one of you are you kind of like co-directing and like
Mhm.
sharing everything equally, or do you kind of like
The only film that we didn't co-direct was the one that we did with Rosebud Lane because he got
Mhm.
hired as lead, but
I
I
was a s-
still worked under him and
Yeah,
just,
I got hired for director of
everything.
photography for that
Yeah.
film. So that the story and the directing itself is not us, it's another guy. But
Yeah.
I did all the visuals of that.
Mhm.
Like I was in charge.
And then
of
I was
it.
just part of the
Yeah.
team that got everything looking nice.
But when it comes to our short films and other stuff
Yeah.
we've done, we always work together. We like think
Yeah.
alike a lot of times, and we'll like,
Almost the same.
yeah.
that's perfect? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing the response to this. I'm going to try to share this on every social media platform I can, which is usually just YouTube and Facebook, but also anywhere else I can find a way to do that. All sorts of Facebook groups, people sharing this with the link to how you can support it in the description. And there's different like categories of donators, right? I was looking at that. That was really cool that you have different options where the more you donate, the more you have, and eventually you can be listed in the credits as an executive producer. Is that right?
Yeah. It's a pretty cool credit to have.
Yeah, I mean that is get your name at the end of a movie. I've always wanted to see my name at the end of a movie.
Actually, I
as a
think
kid.
executive producer
the
is the
front.
beginning. It's in the
the front
beginning of the
movie, yeah.
movie.
Wow, so that's like the very beginning.
Yeah.
So when the movie pops up, executive producer, that'd be your name.
That's
Oh, that's
funny.
making me want to go get a side job and donate.
I mean, this
Um,
is not gonna happen by one person or by five. It's a community thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if we as a community make this happen, I feel like that we can change some people's lives, instead of like, I don't know.
mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and don't think you can't help. I know there are people like me who when I support a YouTuber that I like, I'm always watching the ads and stuff because I feel like that's all I can do. But we have 99,000 subscribers, and of that 99,000, there's only like 8 or 10,000 that actually get notifications and stuff. But
Mhm.
if all of you just donate $1, $1, $2, whatever it is, or the minimum, make a sacrifice. Don't have coffee for a week or whatever your spending is. It'll be worth it because it'll pay out because strength in numbers is what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Contribute or find someone who can and beg them.
Mm-hmm.
Beg your parents, you youngsters. Beg them. Please, mom. Or even if
That's
you're older,
funny.
your parents still love you. You're still precious to them. Please, mom and dad. That's all I want. Is for you to donate to this film. Well, did you guys have any other things to share, visions about this or anything? Because I think,
I'm excited to see you get to work.
yeah, it'll be awesome. I've always wanted to act.
Now the whole idea is to be very like natural.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not
Just,
gonna
like being yourself and
No,
just
I'm an overactor.
yeah. I want it to be more like it, like get intimate with people a little
Yeah.
bit.
Have you ever seen Gomer Pyle, that old school show? The sergeant and then the private. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
Private.
Black and white show.
Golly, my parents
It's,
talked
a-
about.
it's an offshoot from Andy Griffith's show.
Yes, yeah.
So there's an episode with Sergeant Carter, and he's supposed to be, they're documenting his life, and he realizes there's cameras all over him, and he's not supposed to look at the camera, but no matter what, he looks at the camera and he smiles at it all funny. That'll be you.
Like,
Yeah, that'll be me.
Cheesing into the camera.
Yeah, I could never be an extra on a film. Yeah, it'd be like staring at the camera the whole time. Like, over here.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun working on this. Yeah. So, how many days do you think it'll take to shoot everything? You guys are going to get a set or a setting and a place, and then
So yeah, I'm thinking of my idea is to I kind of have a rough line of the story. I'm gonna have like the skeptic. It might end up being just an actor. Might not be like somebody who is really actually a skeptic. That we're gonna travel with them, and they're gonna visit some flat earthers and go into their lives a little bit. And I think it'd probably be like 2 days per like flat earth group. And then in the end, I want him to kind of reflect with somebody to what he learned and stuff like that. Because I don't want to be a documentary where they're talking to the camera.
yeah,
I mean, more of I forgot what it's called. There's a word for it, but it's more like you're like away from what's happening. It just naturally kind of happens.
yeah,
So that's kind of the idea. But I think it's probably going to be like, as a whole, like 15, 16 days of shooting,
okay,
give or take. But there's going to be like breaks because we have to travel and stuff.
yeah. This is gonna be awesome. I know, like it's hard for people to envision the final product, but I think seeing the journey to me is what I think will help wake a lot of people up. Well, Fasook Films, David and Sarah, this has been awesome. I'm excited to actually be a part of something really cool like this with talent, humble talent. That's the thing. You guys are talented, but you're humble. When I see your work, I'm like, oh my goodness, I would never think this came from a married couple working together peacefully. Impressive.
Appreciate
That's
it.
funny. Yes,
Try our
we do.
best.
Kind.
Yeah, we do.
And so again, the film for people watching it after this is a concept film. It is not part of the final product. So it's just showcasing what they can do and sort of the skeptic approach of how this is going to be, how they're going to document the journey. So that's pretty much it. You guys got anything else?
I think
Not
that's it.
really.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us on here. We'll have to do it again.
Yeah, we will. We'll have to. We can
Yeah.
update people along the way, like, hey, we're close. This is what we need, or hopefully just a celebration of like, all right, we got what we need. Here we go.
That's
All
cool,
right.
man.
Well, everyone who can support it, jump on in, support this, and let it be a blessing to someone who gets to witness the final product. And let this be also more practice for these talented filmmakers when they do more of this stuff in the future as it grows. The journey to Antarctica and the next part two journey
that would
to
be
the
awesome.
edge.
That'd be awesome. I'd
That
love to
would
do
be
that.
cool. Yeah. All right. So make sure you guys jump on and support this. This is going to be awesome, and it's going to really bless people in the future and help wake people up. And so thank you, David and Sarah, for your time and effort on this. I know you guys don't expect to make a lot. It's not about the money for you guys. So thank you all for that. And thank you guys for your support. Those of you who are going to contribute.
Can't do it without you guys.
Yeah, we
Take
need
care.
you guys. And thanks for having us on the show.
Thank you.
It's a
That was
pleasure.
definitely a pleasure.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
same here. It's been a blessing. So I look forward to
Yeah,
where this takes people, where it takes everyone.
it's cool,
all right.
man.
All right.
Bye,
we'll see you
guys.
guys later.
catching anything?
No luck yet.
Ah, that's too bad. Do you mind if I take a few shots of you while you're doing your thing?
Sure.
Cool, thank you. Want to check it out?
It's nice.
Yeah, thanks. Obviously, I got to do some editing, but I think it'll turn out good. I'm Steven.
Oh, Tom,
Yeah, nice to meet you.
would you like a soda?
Yeah, sure. Sounds refreshing. Thank you. What do you see?
Water?
Look at the reflection of the sun on the water. Look at how the sun's light stretches across the lake. See, what you're looking at is not possible on a rounded surface.
I was always taught the water seeks its level.
Agreed. But how about the oceans? You know, 71% of the Earth's surface is covered by water.
Gravity? You know, mass attracting mass. Everything being pulled toward a molten lava core. You know, gravity.
And how about water seeking its level? You know, I mean, how do you even know that we have a molten core at all? The deepest hole man has ever even dug has been 6 miles deep. And let's say we've got a molten core and it burns at 9,392 degrees. All right, that's still too hot for the magnetic properties inside that core to produce a magnetic field.
Well, it doesn't look like I'm gonna catch any fish today.
Tell you what, why don't you come back to the house? We'll have some coffee, try my wife's famous chocolate cake, hang out, should be fun. What do you say?
Yeah, sounds great.
Can I give you a hand?
Sure.
What if I told you the government's been lying to you? What would you say?
Well, from what I've seen of late, I'd say there's a high probability.
What if I told you those lies have been propagated to you through movies, educational system, organized religion, your parents, even if it's by ignorance, that lies have been placed on you since childhood? Would you believe it?
I'd have a hard time believing it, but you have sparked my interest.
I have some good news and I have some bad news.
No.
The bad news is the kids finished off the chocolate cake. The good news is I have some ice cream cake.
Thank you.
That's good news. Thanks, babe.
That's great.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Wow, the sky looks amazing tonight. I'm gonna go out and get a better look.
You want to join her?
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Look, it's Orion's belt. Did you know those 3 stars still align with the 3 Great Pyramids of Giza? Egyptologists date them at around 2500 BC.
That's roughly 4,500 years ago. Wow. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
We've been told that the Earth is spinning on its axis and it's hurling us through space at nearly 1,000 miles an hour. And during all that rotation, the Earth is orbiting the sun on an average of 67,000 miles per hour. Yeah. We've got the sun, the Earth, and the entire solar system is all still in motion, and it's orbiting the center of the Milky Way at a blazing 504,000 miles per hour.
That's a whole lot of speed going all sorts of directions.
Right, and yet those same 3 stars are still aligned with the same 3 pyramids after all these years.
That's impossible.
Yeah, it is.
So, what is this lie that I've been fed all these years?
Well, you've been lied to about where you live, the ground you stand on, your very purpose in life, and who you are as a person. See, the Earth is not a globe spinning around the sun in an infinite vacuum of space. Your feet lie on a flat plane with the firmament over your head. You're not an accident. You're special. And you are at the center of creation.
You know, the more I study this world and look around at everything, from the plants to the animals, and even the makeup of us humans, I see an intelligent design. I see a creator.
You two have a convincing argument, but it's a hard pill to swallow. I don't know how I will, but I'll look into it.
I wonder if our coffee got cold.
Oh, it's cold.
I bet that cake found its level.
I bet it did. What if I told you the government's been lying to you? What would you say? Look at how the sun's light stretches across the earth. See, what you're looking at is not possible on a grounded surface.
Look, it's Orion's belt.
We've been told that the Earth is orbiting the sun on an average of 67,000 miles per hour. Those same 3 stars are still aligned. Same 3 pyramids.
Egyptologists date them at around 2500 BC.
The Earth is not a globe spinning around the sun in an infinite vacuum of space.